Hey good people, welcome to the channel. I'm musically malnourished and you're on my journey to go deep and wide in discovering new music and artists. Today, we're checking out the 2024 album from The Warning called Keep Me Fed. Now I've heard one song from The Warning and that was a collaboration they did with Bandmade, an all Japanese female rock band. I have a video on this channel for every single Bandmade song. And if it's not on the channel, it's on Patreon because I did some singles and things as well as all the music videos, live performances, interviews. I'm talking about a ridiculous amount of content for Bandmade. So feel free to search around the channel. Even at the end of this video, I'll throw up a few of my Bandmade playlists, but I have a playlist for every single one of their albums. That being said, very intrigued by The Warning, interested to see what they do on their own, a trio of sisters, so it should be a lot of fun. We'll listen to each track. I'll make a few comments along the way. Got my handy dandy notebook here, so I'll make some notes and we'll have some conversation after each song. But yeah, if you're interested in more from The Warning, they have music videos, live performances, much like Bandmade. Those will be over on Patreon, so check those out. And as we get started and get into track number 1, 6 Feet Deep, I do want to let you know who this video is brought to you by. You ever looked at one of my videos and thought, dang, that looks good. Sounds pretty good too. Well, it's because I have 20 plus years experience in media, specializing in web design and video production. So if your company or brand needs help getting off the ground or possibly a new image, let me know. If you do end up visiting my website and filling out the contact form, make sure you click YouTube in the How Did You Hear About Us section. You'll get 10% off of whatever project we end up doing together as a friend of the channel. All right, into the music. It's been a minute since I've been in some rock like this. That riff is so good.
What if I'm selfish? Everyone else is. You're not a product of copy, telling yourself this.
Great attitude, man.
Cause you always come back over and over again. Lost love and art of pretending. Digging your grave, is that what you were intending? Lethal injection, yeah, you always come back over and over.
It's just great flow.
When you're choking on my name, cause it's over. 6 feet deep, I'll be seeing you underground. Got you figured out. Can't get any lower now, cause it's over. 6 feet deep, I'll be seeing you underground. I'll be seeing you underground.
That was great. Man, it was such an interesting mixture because obviously you've got the just straight rock influence, but then you also have, I mean, some of those with the guitar, these like kind of metal riffs, ban it, you know, just those hard hits. I don't know, best way to explain it. If you got better terminology, let me know. And then, man, just such great flow, such interesting sound. I loved what she was doing with her vocals because, like I said at the beginning, she kind of carries this attitude, almost this seductive type energy, which kind of makes sense with the song as well because it obviously seems to be a relational song, kind of like I'm fed up, I'm done with this, turn on the attitude type moment, let you know what you're missing. And then she also had these moments of the bending of the voice. Man, super interesting. Sounds so good too. And I know that they have some videos like song stories for each one. So I might over on Patreon when we're listening to the songs, I'll probably interject those between the live performances or music videos or whatever, just so we can kind of hear from them about the song. So that'll be interesting. And hopefully, because those exist as well, as we look into them here on Genius, maybe we'll get some quotes from them. So let's check this out. 6 Feet Deep, opening track on their 4th studio album, one of the last songs written for the album, and was written in the band's hometown of Monterrey, Mexico. In the track-by-track breakdown for the song, drummer Paulina Villarreal, is it Villarreal? Let's just go with Paulina, described it as the album's focus track. She explained that it's about dealing with somebody that has a God complex, how frustrating it can be to push those types of people off of their pedestal and ground them in reality for a second. This song received a horror-themed music video to coincide with its release. Cool, looking forward to seeing that. Inspired by the science fiction television series Stranger Things. Rest in peace. That last season, man. Bit rough. I guess, yeah, this image even kind of reminds me of season 1 of Stranger Things, when, and I can't remember the characters' names, and I've seen it all. When the one girl was upstairs, and then her friend, which I think was either the first or second victim in Hawking, was taken by the pool. It kind of reminds me of that. Okay. Very interesting start to this album. All right, this is track number 2, titled Sick, with an exclamation mark. No, hey, not yet, buddy. Transitions, okay? They matter. And go. Okay. Love that subtle sound, that
Help me now, 'cause I only do bass. When I see the problem staring straight at my face, I wanna kiss it, make it, make it my own.
Okay.
Wanna tint the color till it's faded and gone. Bleeding just to feel alive. I'm rotting in my place. Life is nothing more than passing time. Give me violence, kill the silence. Till it makes me feel, till it makes me feel, till it makes me feel sick.
that's great.
Silence! Give me violence. Kill the silence. Till it makes me feel, till it makes me feel, till it makes me feel sick. Leave me ruined. Show me that I'm human. Till it makes me feel, till it makes me feel, till it makes me feel sick.
Oh my goodness. I want to stay here for a second because there are a few things that really stood out to me that I think are best served talking about here where we can actually listen to them. And I often talk about with artists when it's just great composition with songs. And I've been messing with some music production stuff and just listening more closely. And the idea of building a song, and what sections you repeat and things like that. But I find it interesting when artists use certain sounds and then don't use them again. And they did this within the song. Listen here. All right, here it comes. This like siren sound, listen how it changes. See, I just find that super interesting. You get this, it's kind of like siren noise. And then, I was like, yeah, give me that again. And then they went, this like step down. I think it's just really interesting songwriting, choosing the composition, the even kind of subtle noise they used at the beginning, they bring back in the outro. So really, really great. All right. Let's go look for a second about this song because it definitely, to me, has this feeling of kind of like balls to the wall, just going after something, but maybe so strongly that you even hit the excess, right? It makes you sick. It's almost like you got too much of a good thing. But it is also very similar into like Bandmade style in this take, like, what's the saying I'm looking for? Just grab life by the... What the heck is the saying? Just go for it. Do it. That type of attitude. Okay. Sick was released, second single. Song was created out of a writing session in Los Angeles the band didn't want to go to. Interesting. As their label pushed it on them at the end of a 6-week tour. This would also be their first collaboration with Anton DeLost, who went on to co-write and produce the entire Keep Me Fed album. In an MTV interview, drummer Paulina explained that the song is about being sick, of not doing anything with your life, and even if you mess up, you just want to live. She also stated she wanted listeners to take away a feeling of freedom from the song, to do what makes you happy, and live a fulfilling life that would allow you to die in peace. The song's title originated from DeLost's tendency to call everything sick, which in turn inspired the song's theme. That's cool. Yeah, they produced a decent amount of music videos for this album. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So those will be fun to check out. Okay. This is track 3, titled Apologize.
I only ache in the wake of a broken never. There is no thrill in the crime. I have lost the pleasure. Skin on skin means nothing if there is no blood to bleed. Simply quenching hunger.
Like if the relationship's dead?
The need. Hands always move on their own. Self-inflicted torture. Feel, imitate, stimulate. Futuristic horrors. Basking in the glory of our manufactured vice. Fade away to nothing, 'cause now nothing will suffice.
Some interesting songwriting.
To make you nervous, I for nothing, 'cause you won't apologize.
The switch up for the acoustic guitar on that was awesome. I mean, they do have a little metal in them, huh?
So easy to say, it's not your fault now. It's not your fault now. Apologize. Nails on my skin, just to check if my heart's still beating. Head in my hands, only I hear the quiet screaming. Shaking turns to crying in my short-lived fake delight. The bitterness of trying haunts me through the night. And I don't mean to make you nervous. I've been sad but not depressed. Lately I've been feeling something when I'm high up on my meds. I'm smiling at a screen, learning a name that's not my own. It's only in these moments where you truly feel alone. Apologize. Clean the mess that you made, own up to the blame at the end of the day. So easy to say, it's not your fault now. It's not your fault now. A name on a screen means nothing to me. Hypnotic machine, your hands are clean. It's not your fault now. It's not your fault now. Apologize. Clean the mess that you made, own up to the blame at the end of the day. So easy to say, it's not your fault now. It's not your fault now.
I'm so surprised. I was not expecting just all the different dynamics that we're getting. I mean, they're really leaning into a lot of these kind of metal sounds, even some like alt rock, and you get some punkish vibes in there, obviously just kind of clean rock. And their songwriting is really interesting because it seems to speak about a lot of like superficiality. Man, there are so many interesting lines in there, kind of about like just things at face value, but not actually quenching thirst or quenching a hunger. It seems to cross into some sort of digital conversation as well, and a person in there unwilling to apologize, but really just wanting to make sure that you don't believe something's their fault. So let's see, there's a pretty expansive section here. She had written the pre-chorus in 2016 at the age of 14, initially under the title of Hunger. It was the only song on the album that was originally written on piano. Oh, and I forgot to mention that. Then you get kind of the piano, you had a little acoustic guitar in there, which was the typical songwriting process on the previous albums. The song is about being pissed and having a resentment towards somebody that messed you up in some way and having to deal with the aftermath. When revisiting the song for the Keep Me Fed sessions, Paulina explained the band nearly abandoned it as it was a mess and didn't have a chorus, instead segueing from the pre-chorus into a completely different riff that she thought was really bad. However, producer Anton brought new life to the song. Hey, thanks, Anton. And the band ended up writing the chorus in 2 minutes. See, that's what a good producer does. The song is also notable for featuring Paulina's first screamed word in a Warning song. Oh, snap. Well, here I am. As she later explained in an interview with Alison Hagendorf, I was at the studio and it was just such a big moment for me to let everything out. I didn't record that many times. Anton was just like, why didn't you tell me that you could scream? And I was like, what did you mean? You didn't know? Like, I scream every day when I'm performing live. That's awesome. So I get the feeling too, and this is something, maybe with a lot of people live, but that I especially experienced with 21 Pilots when I went through all of their music and then all their live performances. I love the kind of switch up, because Tyler almost doesn't sing any song the exact same way twice. Like he'll scream things that he hasn't screamed before, and it makes such an interesting experience live, right? And I guess I've heard that about a lot of bands, that it's almost like you just get a different experience anytime that you see them, which speaks to somebody's I think capabilities as an artist, to really move with the music and the emotion and the moment, switch things up as they feel like they need to. So very cool, man. That one was a hit for sure. Glad that they salvaged it. Okay. This next song seems to be entirely in Spanish, so I'll translate for you guys. I'm just kidding. No, I shall not. But let's get in Qué Más Quieres, which I guess the least that we could do is look up what that means. What else do you want is what it means. So here we go. Qué más quieres? What else do you want?
El hambre que está consumiendo tu interior, que sin esfuerzo puedo yo saciar. La sed que te da solo me hace recordar con qué poco yo te puedo ahogar. Sin fallar, lo que tú puedas necesitar. Aquí va a estar, aquí está. Dime qué más quieres, ya no te lo niegues. A escondidas cobro, me lo llevo todo. De mí no te vas a esconder, sé que siempre vas a volver, aunque a veces quieras escapar. Yo sé que aquí te vas a
Really talented vocalist, man.
Pretendo sanar la misma herida que yo abrí. Te lastimo y aún vuelves a mí. Al manipular el poder que tú me das, yo decido cómo es el final. Sin fallar, lo que tú puedas necesitar. Aquí va a estar, aquí está. Dime qué más quieres, ya no te lo niegues. A escondidas cobro, me lo llevo todo. De mí no te vas a esconder, sé que siempre vas a volver, aunque a veces quieras escapar. Yo sé que aquí te vas a quedar. Dime qué más quieres, dime qué más quieres, dime qué más quieres, dime qué más
Get a surge back in.
quieres. Si yo vas a volver, dime qué más quieres, ya no te lo niegues. A escondidas cobro, me lo llevo todo. De mí no te vas a esconder, sé que siempre vas a volver. Sabes cómo va a terminar, pero aquí te vas a quedar. Dime qué más quieres.
Let's hop right into here. What we'll probably do in a second is look at an English translation, just to poke through the lyrics a little bit. It's their third Spanish language song, following 2019's Narcisista. Jeez. 2021's Martirio. It was released as a double single from their fourth studio album, Keep Me Fed. Okay. In the track-by-track breakdown for the song, Paulina explained the group had originally written the song in English, but upon listening to it, they believed it sounded like a track in Spanish. They then rewrote the entire lyrics in Spanish on the day it was recorded, with help from their mother, Monica. Hey, hey, Monica, hey, hey, Monica. This song is about taunting and manipulating somebody, with Paulina stating the song was based on the gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss meme, a satirical phrase used to mock stereotypical sentiments of feminism. I don't think I've ever seen this. Okay, I'm going to read this whole article. I'd never heard of gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. Okay. Means a lot to sing in our language and represent our country. This is from Daniela. Over the years, doors have finally opened for Mexican women in rock, and we are actively participating in opening these doors where we can. That's awesome. All right, let's see if there's an English translation. The hunger that is consuming your interior, that I can effortlessly satisfy, the thirst that you get, it just makes me remember with how little I can drown you. Without fail, whatever you may need, here it will be, here it is. Tell me, what else do you want? Don't deny it anymore. I secretly collect, I take it all. You're not going to hide from me. I know you will always come back. Even though sometimes you want to escape, I know you're going to stay here. I pretend to heal the same wound I opened. I hurt you, and yet you come back to me. When I manipulate the power that you give me, I decide how the ending is. This is diabolical, dude. Without fail, whatever you may need, here it will be, here it is. It's like, where else are you going to go, huh? That's kind of the energy it's giving. Tell me, what else do you want? Don't deny it anymore. Yeah, you will come back. Tell me, what else do you want? Interesting. I wonder if they're telling it from the perspective of the person that's like got all the power, or if they're trying to tell a story of like kind of how some people can feel even in a relationship that isn't positive, right? Which is a tragedy. That even though somebody knows a relationship isn't good or somebody's not treating them well, even in sometimes in abusive relationships, it's like they have this feeling of, where else am I going to go? You know, or you really have everything that I need. And so they stay dependent upon a person, even though that person does not ultimately have their greatest good in mind. So kind of curious how they're approaching the song. Which again, you know, I guess if they are trying to make some light of what we read about with kind of the girl boss thing or an element of feminism, it could be from a side of like female empowerment, you know, that a woman feels like she has ultimate control. So it could go along with that. And I'm sure the music video maybe tells a little bit of the narrative as well. If you have any insight on that, let me know, because I obviously have not seen the music video yet, but I shall. Okay, this is track number 5, titled More. Again, my man. We're just a mess here, guys. Forgive me. Excuse me?
There's something pulling me away, something criminal that I can't fight it. Won't you tell me what to say?
Oh, the guitar tone's so good.
Senses.
like slide down.
Leave me begging for more. I feel it slowly creeping in. I find desire leaves me frozen, stranded, waiting between what could have been. Why am I sinking when I'm fully grounded? Standing still, going for the kill. Just kill the noise, would you fill my void? Get it all up, would you feed my senses? You know you love it. You love it when I need you. Do you need me? Yeah. You know I love it. I love it when you feed me. Yet you leave me begging for more.
I don't know why I'm feeling like some 80s in here.
I wanna let you know it. Stop but never show it. Like it when I'm broken. Like it when I'm broken. You know you love it. You love it when I need you. Do you need me? Yeah. You know you love it. You love it when I need you. Do you need me? Yeah. You know I love it. I love it when you feed me. Yet you leave me begging for more. You know I love it. I love it when you feed me. Yet you leave me begging for more.
Talk about leave me begging for more. Man, that was so cool. I said there's like just this 80s. I don't know why this imagery kept popping in my head. I had almost like if you were to do a Rocky Horror Picture Show reboot with something that sounds a little bit more modern but still kind of old. I had these like horror vibes, but not full horror, almost like a horror comedy. What's that one? The horror comedy with the guy with the chainsaw. Not Texas Chainsaw. That's not a comedy. Something Dead? Is it Army of Darkness, which I've never seen? So maybe I should. But that's kind of like, isn't Army of Darkness kind of a comedy yet still dark? Let's see. Army of Darkness, widely considered hilarious cult classic, pivoting from horror to slapstick comedy, action, and fantasy. So yeah, I don't know. I was getting those kind of vibes. Parts of that song could fit in like a original 28 Days Later type thing, because they had some interesting music choices in there. I don't know if you guys remember that era of movie making. This was not the 80s. But like Triple X with Vin Diesel, where it was just full on rock songs. Nowadays, you don't get a whole lot of lyrical content in movies, but those older action films would just have straight up like basically almost be like a music video. So those are kind of vibes that I got. And I looked at this recently. It's not a cowbell and it's not called a hitbox. What are they? Plastic cowbell instrument? These. But no, there's another word for them. That they are like these. Percussion. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. I feel like there was another word for it that was not a cowbell. But anyways, I heard a little bit of that in there, I believe. Man, but that whole slide down section, there's so many interesting things in that song. They really crush, man. Okay, let's take a look real quick. Sorry, I'm trying to find the link. Here we go. Let's learn a little bit more about More. Not a good time for the internet to be slow. Let's go, guys. Let's go. We're making a video here. All right, it was the lead single. Cool. Makes sense. The band described the song as being about relationship, push and pulls, and wanting more out of life. While the song is hard rock at its core, it contains more dance and funk influences compared to the band's previous work. Maybe that's where I kind of got that, like, the kind of hard but also a little bit funny type, just that little funk influence. Not necessarily what I would have called it. Stated in the track-by-track breakdown that the band was nervous to release it due to it being the poppiest song on the album. Okay, I can understand that. We feel More is a natural transition to our musical evolution where we get to express our taste in music in a fresher, cooler sound, maintaining the Warning's core rock sound. More is a song about relationships, push and pulls, and wanting more out of life. All right, I'm looking forward to turning that on. I'm going to have to go pick up my kids in a little bit. Windows down. Yep, windows down. Okay, this is track number 6, titled Escapism. That's almost a little like lo-fi.
Get me out of my head, drag me out of my bed, and make me move around to forget. There is time that needs to be wasted to feel something instead. I will dive in my own delusions, draping mirrors again. Safe inside of my own illusion. It's the hope that kills you. So I close my eyes till it all fades, and so I close my eyes, then it all fades.
Wow.
Yet I'm still aching, waking, trying again, but I'll just close my eyes till it all fades.
Oh, love that, like plucking.
Stepping into the void, even if it amounts to nothing. Silence is to avoid, reaching out to hold on to something. I wish I could enjoy worthless means of communicating, words that only destroy. Leave me feeling, fearing. Oh, I just close my eyes till it all fades, and so I close my eyes, then it all fades. Yet I'm still aching, waking, trying again, but I'll just close my eyes till it all fades. I can't help but feel. I can't tell what's real.
See, there they are, kind of dipping into some metal again.
It's the hope that kills you. So I close my eyes till
Okay, obviously musically, really great song. The theme with the song is really good too. And I love the idea that they kind of pose the issue without necessarily bringing a solution. It's not like the first half of the song, they describe escapism. And then they're like, but instead of staying in that place, I get up and put my shoes on, pull the drapes off the mirrors. They really kind of just put it out there. Like, here's what I do, you know? While I think with that, it does also draw the attention of the realization that, like, yeah, we kind of all, or many of us tend to do that. Maybe all of us as humans at some point have that idea of escapism. Even the lyric about putting drapes over the mirrors, I think, is trying to convey this idea of wanting to not face reality, you know, not actually see. I mean, beyond the side of seeing yourself and having to face yourself and deal with whatever it is you're trying to escape from. But it is just like trying to put over whatever is real, whatever is true, and then get inside your head or in a different kind of world or whatever you might use to escape. Now, I do think that escapism is good to a point, you know. It is that ability to maybe disconnect from certain things that might be heavy. And in some ways, I think that's what vacation does for us. Now, hear me properly in that. I've had vacations, you know, especially when I was younger, when my wife and I were younger, that like we cried at the end of vacation because we just didn't really want to go back to whatever job or circumstance that we were in, you know. But now we might shed a tear, you know, coming off vacation just because we've had such a great time, you know, and it's like, oh, you don't want it to end. But genuinely, I'm usually excited to get back into life. And so I think escapism, whether that is through your phone or going and playing golf or something like that, going to a movie, whatever it might be, like just to kind of separate yourself from the day-to-day operations, I think those are all positive things. I think it's when escapism turns into avoidance. That's what we have to be aware of, you know, because then you're really avoiding whatever the root cause is that's going to continue. It's going to surface again. And so I think escapism can be healthy to a point, but when it turns to avoidance, that's when we kind of have to be like, hey, ding, 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 alarms, right? Okay, let's see here. It's about trying to escape your reality and just being in your head, daydreaming the whole time. They wrote the song in 2021 through Zoom with producer-songwriter Kevin Hissink, also known as Boone. It was their second time co-writing with someone else. It was described as guitarist Daniela as their COVID baby. Paulina also said she calls it the Halloween song as the riff reminds her of Halloween music. Very cool. Yeah, I mean, it was written really, really well. Okay. This is track number 7, titled Satisfied. Okay, dude. They surprise me every time. And again, that dark guitar tone. Melodies and the verses are so cool.
Piece by piece you take, I'm starting
this part.
I will perfect my every move, my every word, till there is nothing of me left. Can't keep hating you. It's draining. Please don't say I don't care. It's such an easy lie. It's such an easy lie. You can take all that you want, but it will never be enough. Piece by piece, I break away. Can't keep hating you. It's draining. Please don't say I don't care. It's such an easy lie. It's such an easy lie. It's such an easy lie. Such an easy lie. Tell me, are you satisfied?
Okay. Goodness. I have got to get a question answered because I keep calling it this deep guitar tone, and I want to make sure that it's not the bass. I don't know that I've heard bass like that, but it could be strumming bass with, some effects put on it. Let's see. Escapism. No, Satisfied. Let me do it this way. I'm going to try to pull up a live video. I didn't have one for Satisfied. I know there are some that exist. I think there were fan cams. Let's see. Satisfied. Satisfied. The Warning live. Okay, let's do... Oh my gosh, is it the bass? All right, we're going to check this out just for a second. I don't want to get copyright for the video. It is. Okay. You've probably already let me know in the comments, so I stand corrected. The first time I said this dark, deep guitar tone, I was like, but yeah, I'm also not hearing like the traditional bass in there. And so I was trying to figure out like, well, wait, we've got one on drums, one on guitar. Like, who's playing the bass? So yeah, that's the bass. I don't feel like, but again, I am musically malnourished. I hear a whole lot of strumming bass like that. Very cool, man. All right, I'm glad we figured that out because I was in my head like, that could very well be the bass. That I don't care is such an easy lie. I wonder if it's the idea like there's more going on under the surface and somebody says they don't care, but it's more so just them deflecting. Let's see. It's about never being enough for somebody and always lacking in everything no matter what you do. The band wrote the song through Zoom. Paulina said that Satisfied sounds like a song she would hear in the Rock Band music video game series, while bassist described it as the perfect B-side. Paulina further explained the song is complicated to play live as she has to cross her arms while drumming and sometimes accidentally hits herself. The pattern she plays is also the same pattern Alejandra plays on bass, so the song heavily depends on them playing in sync with each other. Yeah, but also the kind of pre-chorus melody is so cool, which they emulated in the guitar solo. You guys let me know your thoughts on this. I don't care is such an easy lie. Those words were forbidden in my house. Or no, it wasn't I don't care, it was I don't know. Hey, so why'd you do this? I don't know. We're going to stand here till you figure out what you do know. All right. This is track 8, titled Burnout. Okay, well, now that I know this, she's crushing on bass.
Still you think you're good enough. You're so blissfully unaware. Drag me down like you never cared. You lost all your ambitions and a part of bad decisions, you know. Oh, you're making it too easy. Best believe you're gonna reap what you sow. Oh, say you got it so bad, baby. Yeah, that's all you talk about. There ain't even a spark inside you left, nothing to burn out. The smoke around you splits us in two. You're just a burnout.
Yet some of the way she's singing, some of the way they're playing gives me some punk rock vibes.
Empty promises. Talk is cheap when no one's listening. You pay your demolition with a list of self-inflictions, you know. Oh, say you got it so bad, baby. Yeah,
Some great songwriting.
there ain't even a spark inside you left, nothing to burn out. The smoke around you splits us in two. You're just a burnout. You find out sooner or later, you're always one step behind. The world just moves on without you, a waste of everyone's time. You find out sooner or later, you're always one step behind. The world just moves on without you. Say you got it so bad, baby. Yeah, that's all you talk about. There ain't even a spark inside you left, nothing to burn out. The smoke around you fills up the room. Everything you do, it splits us in two. You're just a burnout.
Wow. It's interesting. That song comes across as almost like in a very brutal way, but it poses kind of an interesting perspective, maybe of the side of someone who is in relationship or at least close to somebody who has burned out. And, that word burnout is typically used in life, like you've overloaded your plate, maybe you haven't addressed certain issues you need to address, you haven't made certain shifts in your energy output or taking care of yourself, and so therefore you burn out, right? It's almost like you stop putting fuel in the tank, or let the fire burn too hot almost like a burning the candle at both ends, which sometimes in life, certain seasons of life, you have to, right? You got to put in more effort, more time, whatever, switch your energy to certain things. But I find it interesting because it doesn't necessarily negate your responsibility. So, for instance, in a marriage, it's kind of my responsibility to take agency for myself when I realize I'm moving toward a place of burnout. Because, of course, my wife would show me grace. Of course, she would show me patience. But at a certain point, it's kind of like, well, put your big boy pants on and make some changes, or we got to make some shifts. And I have a relationship with my wife that, in plenty of occasions over the 17 years we've been married, there have been times that she's had to kind of bring to my attention, like, hey, I feel like, maybe we need to give some attention in this area, or do you think that it's good that you keep doing this? Because she could probably see it wearing on me. And then when it begins to wear on you, you begin to, maybe exercise less patience, or when you are at home or needing to give attention to your family, you're not present. It doesn't necessarily mean you're on the phone or something like that, but just mentally, emotionally, you're not present, if not physically not being present because of whatever you're engaged in. And like I said, there is a push and a pull there. There is grace, but this song seems to be from a perspective of somebody didn't address it. Somebody just kept going. And then I love the lines about planning your own demolition. Even one of the opening lines here, lost all your ambitions in a flood of bad decisions. And so ultimately, usually when you burn out, that is you put yourself in a dangerous place. You put your soul in a dangerous place to begin maybe compromising or making poor decisions. And it isn't fair to those that you have a responsibility toward that you do that. It's kind of that whole thing, at least from a man's side, that was like, you have this opportunity when you pull in the driveway or pull in the garage before you go in to engage with your family. And if you're in burnout, then maybe you pull in, you sit there for a second, then you come inside and you're in a bad mood, and you just begin to operate out of that. And at least from my perspective, how I've preached to myself is like, there's no room for that, man. You have people relying on you. You have responsibility. And ultimately, it is your joy. Like, it's not going to do you any good to walk in and be a jerk. And so therefore, you take agency and you go, all right. And you walk in and you give your best. And ultimately, that becomes a better thing anyways, right? And if you have an inability to do that, there are things you need to address and things you need to get help with, conversations that need to be had, because if you continue in that way, that's what I feel the perspective of this song is like. You planted a bomb on everything good in your life because you began making these poor decisions, and you become a burnout. Instead of moving toward burnout, you become a burnout. And the reality of that, you can't ignore, and it's not fair to those that are relying upon us. And so I found it really interesting. Let's see here. It says, it's the final single. Explained it's about what you would say to that person who just writes their name at the end of a project and did nothing. Reminds her of a teenage coming-of-age movie soundtrack. The song was written in Mexico with Anton. All three sisters immediately loved the track when they came out of the writing session and did not make any changes to it when they recorded it. And then they have a music video holding a competition to find the best Warning impersonators. It says it's about someone else, actually. We don't have a specific person in mind, but I guess a scenario. I feel like everyone at one point has been in a situation or schoolwork or friendship or relationship where someone was not pulling their weight. So yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. And it's like, you can think that's mean, but it's just reality. Relationships are two-sided, man. Everybody, it's not 50-50, it's 100-100. And then when you're struggling to bring 100, that's where I'm saying the grace comes in a healthy relationship. And it's like, but you can't stay here forever, much less go here. You know what I mean? It's a song about what you would say to them. So yeah, okay, perfect. It's exactly, they did a great job. That's exactly how it came across to me. The people who just write their name at the end of the project when you know they didn't move a finger for it. Man, wow. Really insightful track, man. Bravo. Okay. Oh, this is an interesting one. Track number 9, titled Sharks. Dun, dun.
There's something lurking in the water. You better swim a little faster now. You better be good. You better bring proof because you're watching over you.
Oh, wow.
It's the meat that really matters. The boats will end up falling out. If you're gonna rot, then add to the plot because they're always watching you. Couldn't be everything that you want me to be, but you're keeping me close like an enemy. Help me now. How am I supposed to hide? Watch me drown, ripped to shreds under the light. Sharks come circling, don't say anything. Wait for the teeth to bite you. Shut your mouth. You know they're bleeding you out. Violence only brings violence. Keep quiet, put the muzzle on. You're stuck in your skin, there's no way to win. You know they're always watching you. If we only bring silence, all will ever be as good as dead. When they got you surrounded with enough pounds in, they're watching over you. Help me now. How am I supposed to hide? Watch me drown, ripped to shreds under the light. Sharks come circling, don't say anything. Wait for the teeth to bite you. Shut your mouth. You know they're bleeding you out. Don't be, don't be. Don't be, don't be. Don't be, don't be. There's something lurking in the water. You better swim a little faster.
Oh, this is cool.
It's the meat that really matters. Does it really matter? Help me now. How am I supposed to hide? Watch me drown, ripped to shreds under the light. Sharks come circling, don't say anything. Wait for the teeth to bite you. Shut your mouth. You know they're bleeding you out.
Oh, so good.
You know they're bleeding you out.
Dude, they know how to go hard. So fun. Yeah, man, they're writing some really interesting songs. I mean, I would assume the song is essentially about people that are just waiting for you to fail, right? They're circling you. They're looking for blood. And it reminded me of like the line when they said rip to shreds under the light. I feel like what that's saying is kind of like the idea of having a spotlight on you, right? And you've probably experienced this to some degree, whether it was in a job and you had somebody. I felt this way one time, you know, that it was like they're just looking for any little thing, not even substantial things, and negating the value that maybe you bring to a team. For whatever reason, maybe they need to make a cut, you know, for budgetary reasons, or they don't like you. And so they're just kind of like circling you, waiting for any little thing, almost that feeling of being pushed out versus being fired. Or maybe I've seen it in relationships too, you know, that it's just and a relationship enters this really unhealthy dynamic, and it's like one person is just looking for every little thing. There's no forbearance, there's no grace, and that enters a really dangerous, area. The idea of keeping your enemy close, the person that's really close to you, but yet they're kind of underwater, your enemy. This says it's about being judged all the time, being damned if you do or damned if you don't. Yeah, well said. As drummer explained the track-by-track breakdown, the song originated from a demo Paulina created on a MIDI keyboard with a drum loop and bass synth, and she thought the melody sounded like sharks. It's the only song on Keep Me Fed which Paulina sings lead instead of guitarist Daniela, albeit for the verses only. She went on to explain this was due to it being too difficult rhythmically to sing the melody in the verses while playing guitar or bass. That's interesting. So she was the only one that could sing it while playing. Bassist Alejandra also cited the song as her most challenging to play live. It's cool to know, man, that they're writing music that's still challenging for them, which is because they're obviously incredibly talented musicians and vocalists. And so knowing that they're pushing themselves and doing these really challenging things is very cool to hear. Okay. This is track number 10, titled Hell You Call a Dream. Makes me want to do an attitude walk. A lot of relational aspects in the song. Definitely sounds like a relationship that is like someone feels trapped, right? Like maybe one person's kind of apathetic about it, or they're kind of operating on different what would be the right word? Different scales, different measurements, two different worlds, right? Like somebody thinks, oh, everything's great. And this other person's like, what are you talking about? Like things are not good right now. Released as a double single. It's about the band's music career being simultaneously rewarding and tiring. Oh, cool. Yet they continue to pursue it out of love. Paulina explained, sometimes the things you love and you work so hard for can also affect you emotionally. There was the last track the band wrote, was originally titled Belly of the Beast. That's a cool track too. Cool name. Hell You Call a Dream tries to express a feeling most musicians find hard to express. When you're touring, you experience the positives, the negatives, and the whole spectrum of emotion all at once. It's about how something you love so much can be something you also weighs you down, but you continue to do it out of love. It's fulfilling, but it's tiring. Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. Hell You Call a Dream. Or in the belly of the beast. The double-edged sword. It's a cool way to put it. All right, we are moving toward the close. There are 12 tracks on this album. This is track number 11, and it's got an E beside it. Oh. Did they let out a naughty word? Okay, here we go. This is Consume.
Skin like the burden it is. Knowing the thoughtless, I do it regardless.
I love her flow on a lot of these lyrics.
Go through the motions, consume all devotion. You greedy little fucker. You stick your teeth and leave me on it for another. You're so sorry, but you keep it undercover. Let's paint it apart and all alone in a garden. You willingly participate. You crack a smile and close your eyes and disassociate. Living the problem, but you know you're still a part of it. You hate that you're part of it, hate that you're part of it. Watch me, touch me, pull the strings like you do. Love me, hate me, am I worth it to you? Shovel it down my throat, wash it down with remorse. Make me be perfect for you. I can't point the finger at you anymore. I couldn't die as the martyr. Now I've become the green little fucker. Stick my teeth and bid you all up for another. Just a for starter, but I keep it undercover. Let's spin it apart and alone in a garden. I willingly participate. I crack a smile and close my eyes and disassociate. Blaming the problem, but I know I'm still a part of it. I hate that I'm part of it, hate that I'm part of it. Watch me, touch me, pull the strings like you do. Love me, hate me, am I worth it to you? Shovel it down my throat, wash it down with remorse. Make me be perfect for you.
Ah, so interesting.
Watch me, touch me, pull the strings like you do. Love me, hate me, am I worth it to you? Shovel it down my throat, wash it down with remorse. Make me be perfect for you. Make me be perfect for you. Make me be perfect for you.
Makes me wonder if this is more talk about the business, or if it is, I mean, it could go both ways, and there is a relational aspect to both, right? They kind of emulate one another to some extent. I think choosing to curse for this song is actually really interesting because of the line, "Make me be perfect for you," and using the F word in this. Does that make sense? It's almost like, oh, I should be perfect. And then it's the song that they, drop the F bomb and like break decorum in a sense is super interesting. And part of it, her saying too, like pointing the finger at you, but I guess at the same time, there's like self-reflection of this wondering, like, I can't put all the blame on you now because I'm still here. Which is it's not the same as blame, especially when you take it to the extremes of like abusive relationships. But I would say in all those circumstances, like, man, don't let people treat you like crap. You're worth more than that. Remove yourself. It's about participating in a cycle of overconsumption and complaining about the system, but also feeding it and doing the same things you're complaining about. It was written in Canada during the band's tour with 3 Days Grace. That's cool. The track is notable for being the Warning's first song with profanity. The album title is also taken from a line in the final chorus. Oh man, I wish we got some more conversation about it. But that's interesting. Cycle of overconsumption and complaining about the system. Feeding it and doing the same things you're complaining about. Yeah, which goes to that point that's like, I can't just point the fingers at you. I kind of have to also look at myself and wonder, why am I participating in something that I feel trapped in and consumed by? Okay, let's see how they choose to close out the album. This is track number 12, titled Automatic Sun. Dude, these bass riffs are so cool. Such a unique sound.
I'm high on the freedom, but somehow you still got me trapped.
I love that like distortion with the
Now it
bass.
just feels like your nails down my back. Try not to think about it too much. With the weight of everything's just an unavoidable headache, but you got me begging instead. Burning your automatic sun. Look what you're doing to me. Give me your side, 'cause I'm letting go. Look what you're doing to me. And if you call to me, will you be my mirror, reflect what I need? Oh, you're so out of reach, yeah. The way you hurt me's never enough. This addiction's hard to give up. If you want it all, then just take it, 'cause you got me, you got me. Burning your automatic sun. Look what you're doing to me. Give me your side, 'cause I'm letting go. Look what you're doing to me. Try not to think about it too much. The way the weight of everything's just an unavoidable headache. The way you hurt me's never enough. This addiction's hard to give up. If you want it all, then just take it, take it, take it. Burning your automatic sun. Look what you're doing to me. Give me your side, 'cause I'm letting go. Look what you're doing to me.
I don't know 100% what I'm looking for in a closer. I do feel like the way that it closed felt very much like it was in the middle of all the other tracks as well. I do appreciate sometimes when artists just do something a little bit different, whether it's a little bit of a longer outro or maybe something that feels a little more reflective. Great song, cool lyrics. There's a few things in here I really want to look at. But I think for me, this like feeling of, an album wrapping up, generally creating some sort of distinct sound or something like that. So for me, I think the closing on this kind of just feels like it's part of the rest of the album. Like I'm almost ready for, well, what's the next track that's really going to close things out? That aside, cool song, sound. And I feel like she used the drummer within there. What is the like kind of etched out, like that you would drag a stick across? This is a strange Google search. Drag stick across etched surface instrument. Is it a didgeridoo? No. This was closer to it. These types of instruments? Let's see here. Yeah, this type of instrument. There was a section in there, if you listen back to it, that sounds like they were using one of these type of instruments. All right, let's go look here on Genius. After finishing a run of shows in South America, starting with the phrase Automatic Sun simply because it sounded cool. Went through 3 different versions in the songwriting process. In an MTV interview, drummer Paulina defined the phrase Automatic Sun as a person who just has this warmth and this energy and a gravitational pull that you can't help but just to get to them. But just go to them. That's cool, because that was going to be one of my questions, what they meant by Automatic Sun. She cited the track as her favorite song on the album as well as her favorite to play live. The inspiration for Automatic Sun came to us very spontaneously. We'll admit that our creative juices were very slow the day we wrote the song. It wasn't until we were brainstorming with random words and phrases we stumbled upon Automatic Sun, and it sounded hella cool. We didn't know what it meant, but we knew we had to do something with it. I love that. From there, we thought about how there are people who just light up rooms like that. They're little automatic suns. And we wrote an entire song on how the chemistry with a person you perceive as an automatic sun is intoxicating and beautiful. Well, and hopefully they're an automatic sun that's not like self-absorbed, Those are the best people. Automatic suns that are true, that are kind and have integrity and are generous versus the narcissists. This psychosomatic, I hope it'll tell us what. Psychosomatic is a word usually associated with illnesses, implying the relationship is unhealthy. You've drawn me in to kill me. Okay. Very cool album, man. The thoughts that I have, I love the combination of like genre influences that I was hearing throughout this whole thing, which I made note about as we were listening. Nothing, honestly, even though the one song they said that felt really poppy, nothing to me felt really poppy, I guess from my perspective. The bass, absolute standout. Love the way they use it. They treat it almost just like a rhythm guitar. And then there were parts you could hear, them kind of departing from a strumming pattern and to more of like your traditional bass lines. But I think it gives them such a cool and distinct sound. The lyrical content was great, man. Lots of things to kind of think about and give reflection on. And so really enjoyed that. The lead singer's flow, just like sometimes it crossed almost into kind of a rap, just the way that she would flow with melodies and things. I found it super interesting. I also love the use of not only the different kinds of instruments that I heard, even me mentioning the gyro, But even the electronic sounds and things that they used, and even within production, certain times that they would EQ in different ways and pull stuff out and bring it back in. Really, really exceptional, man. I think they're doing a killer job, and I can't wait to hear more of them. We'll probably at some point go back and listen to some of their older albums as well and just get caught up with them. But excited to see what they do in the future. Also, I'm really excited to get into their music videos and especially their live performances, much like Bandmade. Bandmade's best enjoyed live. Even though the album content is obviously really awesome, I can't wait to watch their live stuff. So if you want to join us for that or be a part of that, you can head over to my Patreon. We've got well over 200 videos as of this recording for various artists. And like I said, I'll throw a few Bandmade things up here as well if you happen to be a fan of Bandmade. And I might be able to track down the video they did with the warning. I don't know if it's here on YouTube or it might be over on Patreon, but feel free to check it out. Thanks for hanging out with me. Love to know your thoughts and your comments, your thoughts and your comments in the comments. We'll have a good conversation there. Hope to see you in the next one. It's reading good.